Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Joshana here to talk about some friggin' mood reading. This tag was originally created by Slanted Spines. I will have their video listed down below. I recently saw Allie at Allie Enchanted do this, and being quite a mood reader myself, I felt like doing it. I don't know, I haven't done a tag in a hot minute, I feel. My creative juices are not flowing these days, so here we are. By the way, sorry if the audio is very prominent. I felt like being cozy today in my new hoodie, and this is where I clipped the mic, and I feel like it's really loud. I can adjust it in editing if I need to. First question is, do you consider yourself a mood reader? Yes, I do. I just said it. And I mean, if you've watched my channel for longer than 5 seconds, you probably know this. I don't do TBRs. The only time I would do TBRs was with readathons, but I have not done a readathon in a solid year, I want to say. Question 2, do you set TBR lists and do you stick to them? I'm answering questions before they're asked like an idiot. No, I don't, other than there are some times where I have like a little project I'm gonna do, like the fantasy romance deep dive vlogs, which I do have one more of those planned. I just haven't started the reading. But with those, I have a list of books to read, but I'm not necessarily limiting myself to a specific time frame. It'll be like, okay, this month I'm gonna read through these, or like, I'm gonna start this now, but I still allow myself to read other stuff in between. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I have a project and I'm like, only these books for 2 weeks, because I just can't, because I won't stick to them. If I do that, I hate obligation reading, you know? And yeah, monthly TBRs, I did, I think, one 4 years ago when I first started BookTube, and immediately realized 'twas not for me. And then I was doing seasonal TBRs, where it was like for a 4-month period, it was like 6 or 7 books from different genres, different categories, where I was like, okay, I'll read this. Even that, I would get to the book and be like, I don't feel like it. I don't wanna. So I'm 100% a mood reader to my very core. Number 3, do books affect you emotionally? Or does the mood of a book rub off on you? I mean, yes, books can affect me emotionally for sure. There have been books that have made me tear up. And even if they don't make me tear up, they do make me feel the feels, you know, or I'm like, oh my God, I could almost tear up right now. And then somewhere I do. And obviously, like, sometimes I get angry about things. And I would say the mood doesn't really rub off on me, though, and linger, unless it is perhaps like a nonfiction book that is dealing with something really enraging or traumatic or tragic, something like that, where I find that can affect my mood, where I think about it throughout the day and I'm just like, shit pisses me off, or like, that's really fucking horrifying. Stuff like that. Fiction, I mean, it can linger with me, but I wouldn't say the mood of it actually rubs off on me. I might think about it still, but it doesn't really affect my mood outside of reading the book, if that makes sense. Number 4 is, when you're feeling sad, what do you read? Or do you not read when you're sad? And I've said this before, yeah, I don't. If I'm really upset, sad, kind of just down in the dumps for whatever reason, whether I'm actually going through something in my personal life that is really emotionally taxing, or if I'm just, you know, kind of in the down in the dumps mood, I don't read really at all. I could see myself now that I have found kind of a comfort book, City of Girls. I could see myself reading that if I'm kind of bummed, just to, like I said, the comfort of it. But I really tend to lean more towards television when I'm down in the dumps about something. I just need that kind of more mindless entertainment. I just sneezed really aggressively. I'll edit it out because I'm sure it will blow your eardrums out. But now my eyes are all watery and I'm sniffly. Ugh. Anyway, yes, though, TV is more the thing. And it's comfort TV, too. I can't, like, start a new show if I'm really upset about something and I'm going through it in my personal life, I need to rewatch some old favorites. Usually like kind of trashy drama stuff, but also my fave sitcoms that I'm just in rotation with all the time. Number 5 is, most often do you use reading to escape, to learn, or to critically reflect? I would say to escape and to learn. I mean, I think there can always be some critical reflection, especially when reading nonfiction, if it's talking about some sort of sociological thing. I mean, I definitely think that's part of the learning with that, is to critically reflect and think about how we are interacting with this topic and all of that. And reading fiction, definitely to escape. Not to, like, I don't like saying to escape, because I love my life. I don't feel the need to escape from my life. But it's just fun, you know, like the fun entertainment escapism, I guess, of just like getting into this fun little world, or maybe not so fun world, but it's entertaining. And then to learn, I think that has always been a thing for me with reading. I've said this before as well. I remember being a kid and reading was just my way to escape into other places and into other people's experiences. I grew up very sheltered in just my community. It was a very rural, secluded kind of little bubble. And I knew that I was in this type of environment from a pretty early age, and I knew I didn't want to be. But I didn't have a choice as a child, obviously, and we didn't have the internet then. So yeah, reading was my way of seeing what other people's life experiences were like, and from that, learning, right? And I would say I still do that with fiction. That's part of the process for me, I guess. Number 6, what is a book that made you laugh out loud? Several books have made me laugh out loud, but City of Girls, I think chapter 6 and 7, good God, I was almost crying laughing. It was so fucking funny to me. And I've seen 1-star reviews of people with those chapters being like, ew, why are we like making light of this? This is terrible. And I'm like, it's not though. It's so funny. Anyway, oh God. And I still will like chuckle and laugh when I read that. And I've read those scenes, or that scene, 5 times now. And every time I'm just like, this is hilarity. I can't. Another one, Mort. Mort made me laugh several times. Just the authorial voice. Oh my God. So funny. So funny. And I don't know, I can't think of any other ones, but definitely those. Number 7, what is a book that made you cry? Or if you don't really cry when reading, one that really moved you. I vividly remember crying during Jade War towards the end. Some tears of sadness and upset, and then tears of relief, and then more tears of sadness. Just tears. The second time I read it, I didn't cry, but I think I still remember tearing up a little bit, like getting choked up, but I didn't cry. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, right? It's a different experience. Dear Martin, I think Dear Martin was the first time I read a book and was full on sobbing. It wasn't just like, oh God, it was like, and like for the rest of the book, I was just so upset. So upset. And lots of other books have made me tear up, for sure. I wouldn't say I do it all the time, like full on cry, like an actual tear falls. But I tear up or get choked up. Number 8 is, what is a book that you didn't even know how you felt about? I keep not grabbing them because I apparently hate myself, my editing self. But She Who Became the Sun. That was one. I almost DNF'd it reading the E-Arc from NetGalley. I got about 50% of the way through and I was like, And I put it down and I marked it as DNF, and then I was talking to someone about it and I was just like, I was talking to Elle about it because I was like, I think you would probably quite enjoy this. And then the more I was talking about it, I thought, maybe I should just pick up a physical copy, because maybe it's just the ebook aspect is making me not enjoy this. So I picked that up, and then I did enjoy the last half of it more, but I still wasn't like in love with it. The characters are terrible. They're well written and very kind of nuanced and complex and interesting to read about. They're very compelling by the end of it, but they're awful, in my opinion. Like, they're not good people. They're just greedy, etc., whatever, just worried about themselves. And it's like a very well-written book, but I also didn't love it. It's going to be a duology, so I'm going to read the next one and see how I feel. But yeah, that's one where I'm like, it was good, but also I didn't love it, but like I didn't dislike, it's weird. Number 9, are you more likely to read on a sunny or a cloudy day? I live in Arizona. We have over 300 sunny days in a year on average, so I don't really have a choice in the matter. It's basically always sunny here. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess I don't necessarily have a preference either, even if we did get a bunch of cloudy days. Like, it can be fun to like cozy up on the couch on a cloudy, rainy day with a book or whatever. I get that. But yeah, I've been here for 9.5 years and it's sunny almost all the time. So I guess I don't really think about it. Number 10, do you usually set the mood when you read with music, lights, smells, etc.? I do usually put on one of the ambient videos on my ambient video playlist that I have on YouTube. I'll put that up on the TV typically, and I have so many on this playlist. I just add like all of them that I see recommended to me most of the time. But I have a bunch with like different settings, depending on the book, you know what I mean? Like if it's a medieval fantasy village, or some sort of Asian-inspired setting, or an African-inspired setting, or Middle Eastern, whatever, with like the different sounds and the different image and the different music and whatever. And then I have some that are just kind of generic, whatever ones, fall, rain on a fall day, or whatever the fuck. I have so many. But yeah, I'll put one of those on, but other than that, I don't need to light candles and stuff or whatever and set certain lighting. I mean, I need a light, but it's not for mood reasons. Number 11, can you leap from book to book, or do you need buffer time between them? I'm typically reading 2 or 3 books at any given time, so I definitely don't need buffer time necessarily. Those are all the questions. If you want to do this tag, you are tagged. Have at it. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Leave a little emoji if you just want to say hello, but don't have anything further to add. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.